Hello, hello. Hi, Mutt Nuts. That's a funny name. Hi, Dee. No worries. Listen away. For some reason, when I accidentally, or not accidentally, when I had set up my stream, I put it for 6:30 when I meant to go live at 6. But no biggie. Let's just see if things are working. Hopefully they are. But yeah, we are going to keep working on lovely Miss Macaroon. I have not had time to work on her much at all, and I am determined to finish this one by the end of this month because this is killing me. Hi, Emily. Hi, Melissa. So yeah, we are going to work on this and just chat and hang out. And then, of course, I will give away some goodies a little bit later. But I hope everyone's doing well. It's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday, yeah. Everyone doing well on this lovely Wednesday. I don't know about you guys, but this week is like really wacky. I'm like losing track of time. All right, let me just get this canvas situated. There we go. Hi, Nicole and Tammy. I like the colors on this one too. It's all like, it's really dark and it's a lot of pink and purple. I'm super happy though. I got through the more confetti areas. So now like the rest of these squares I have coming down are quite a bit of color blocking. So I'll be able to knock this out faster. But like up top here took a little bit longer than I would have liked it to, but whatever. Hi, Janelle. All right, so let me just grab, what color do I want to do next? Got my drills on each side of me because I have some that I keep in a little tray because I use them so often, and then I have others. I'm gonna grab the M in my little bead storage boxes. Hi, Annika. Oh, from Shanghai. Cool. Well, welcome. We're just gonna hang out and diamond paint tonight. What time is it in Shanghai? Get this going. I'm using one of the new pens I got. This is what, K&S, I think, is the company. They're kind of like, they're really light, so it's nice compared to those other, custom pens where they can get quite heavy. I was using a heavier one and it was actually like giving me a cramp in my hand. But it was so pretty. But it's thick. So this one's like, my hand doesn't have to work as hard. But it's a little thin for my taste. I think I would prefer it just to be a little bit thicker, easier to like grip onto. So is anyone else diamond painting tonight? Coloring? Anything like that? I am going to finish this diamond painting, gosh darn it, before the end of June. Because I really, really want to kit up my next one, but I've told myself I cannot leave any diamond paintings as whips. So I have to finish this one. Trying to pick up kids' mess. Yeah, you shouldn't bother while they're awake. Hi, Christina. This is a round one from Dreamer Designs. I actually like rounds. I know square can fit better and sometimes look even better, but I don't know. I tend to find myself going for round drills if I'm given the option. Maybe it's because I just like, I don't know. Squares are a little bit more effort. Hi, Tiffany. Oh, it's 8 o'clock Thursday morning, so you are in the future. For reals. Oh, cool. Dragon Boat Festival. That'd be really neat. Let's see. Working on my first craftably. Ooh, fun. And then diamond painting a self-portrait. Not which self-portrait. You did one of those custom ones from Diamond Art Club or something else? Ready to work on a 30 by 30. Oh, a 30 by 30 would be nice. I'd like to do a smaller one. This one, like most of Dreamwear designs are 60 by 80. And I mean, of course, the bigger the canvas, the better the rendering turns out, but it just is like never ending. You're like, one day it'll be done. At least that's how I feel. And then this one is really not a complicated canvas. It's pretty easy. Let's see, is that all the M in there? I guess it was. Oh, the self-portrait. Okay. Yeah, I can't share them on the chat. I've been meaning to, I want to like get an actual custom diamond painting, where you submit the photo and they do like a rendering. I'm just kind of nervous like how it would turn out, but I think I want to do one like a family portrait and then diamond paint it. I don't know, something fun. Janelle's diamond painting. Which one are you working on, Janelle? I don't have any, now that I think of it, I don't think I have any kits done by Dakota. I'm trying to think. Don't think I do, though. I do notice that I tend to gravitate towards artists that are also coloring book artists. I tend to get their kits more often than not. But I'm trying to branch out a little more. There's a few non-coloring book artist ones that I get, like this one here, obviously. Oh my gosh, I wish he would make adult coloring books, though. That'd be so awesome. I'd color his stuff in a heartbeat. Such gorgeous artwork. It's rather warm in my studio. I turned on the AC, but the problem is I've got the afternoon sun that hits my studio window. So it's like warm in here. And I can already tell some of my putty is getting soft. So I'm trying not to touch it with my hands. It's not even hot outside. It's just that afternoon sun. Ugh. Hi, Barbara. Let's see, Melissa, you saw a diamond painting that makes you want to start diamond painting? Which one, or which diamond painting was it? Which one made you want to convert? It's so funny. I tried diamond painting a long time ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I don't have the patience for this. And then I bought like a small, cheap one off of Amazon and did that, and then I was hooked. So then I went down the lovely rabbit hole. Oh, good. Your shipment came today. Yeah, gosh, when did I send those out? I didn't even notice that you said that. I know you meant hi. I didn't even notice. Well, that tells you. I just saw the H and I assumed you said hi, so I guess you're off the hook there. I think I shipped those Monday or Sunday. Gosh, I don't know. I've had a few chunks of orders lately, so it's all blending together. Not complaining. I'm like, I recognize people's names, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I know I shipped out their order. But then I'm like, was it that batch or this batch? Let's see. He said it would be line art and not grayscale. I'd be fine with the line art. It's kind of like Hannah Lynn, She does she's now adding grayscale, but Hannah Lynn was predominantly line art. I wouldn't mind his in line art. Christina, so diamond painting whips. I have 3. So one is a mystery kit that I have put away till probably this fall because it's a fall one. And then I have one that I need to pick back up soon-ish, but I'm doing it for my mom. It's a one from Craftably. It's really cute, but it has like frogs and stuff, and she loves frogs. And then what is the other one I have? I know there's a third. Oh, the other one is a mystery kit from Mystic Art Mirrors. I need to start that one back up too. But I have noticed with like the mystery kits, like I'll get started on them and then I have to like take a break because it's overwhelming. The mystery kits are so cute, and I mean they're so fun because it's kind of like unraveling, well, a mystery. But at the same time, you get kind of a headache after a while. You're just like, oh my gosh. And then of course they're square, so it's just a little bit. But I do want to get back on those. Yeah, I think it would be a fun gift for my mom because one, it's, I can frame it. It's a bigger one though, but it's like green and has frogs and a bunch of like AB drills in it. It's a really cute one. And I was going to give it to her for her birthday last year, and I didn't finish it in time. So I was like, well, next year it is, but I think she'll like it. And then gosh, we all have diamond paintings we finish, right? And then we're like, what do I do with it now? So that one can get framed and go somewhere rather than sit in my portfolio. Because I like to give them away or do something with them. Do I have one from Mrs. Butter D? I don't think so. I have, I'm trying to think what would be close to that name. Yes, I do love Curtis's paintings and his work. And I love the way that Dreamer Designs like renders his. Oh, I got you over here. I cut my plastic crooked. It was naughty. But my little cute cutter broke, so I've been having to use my scissors. I don't know about one from Mrs. Butter D. I have some like paintings from small shops though that I really want to break out. I have a lot though. I guess that's a pretty sad problem to have, right? I have too many paintings I need to finish. I wish I was a fast diamond painter, but I'm not. I am so slow. When I see people do like several a month, I'm like, how did you do that? Oh, you know what? I have I don't think it's from Mrs. Butter D though, but I have a witch one. I'll send you a picture later after the stream and see. But you should try it. Try a kit. I would recommend going with a smaller one to start out though. A bigger one might be like, because that's where I went wrong when I first started diamond painting. I tried a big kit first, and that's what made me go, oh my gosh, this hobby is horrible. It takes forever. So yeah, I like once I did that small kit from Amazon, and then of course like you get that like sense of relief because you just finished a kit. And then it was cute and pretty and nowhere near as sparkly as like, Diamond Art Club. It was just a cheap one off Amazon, but just like got me in the mood to keep going. So I always say start with a small one if you're new to it. Like don't go starting with a 60 by 80 or something with like 100 colors, because then you'll just not do it. Let's see. Too many hobbies. Yes, yes. I'm trying to get this. There we go. I think I should have grabbed my heavier pen. Does anyone else have a pen preference? Like, do you like your diamond painting pens thick, thin, heavy, light? I noticed I need some weight to mine. Okay, where's my little check marky? Oh, these symbols drive me bonkers. I actually might just pull them all down because I plan to do this whole thing tonight right here. I do a lot of 30 by 30, 30 by 40, 40 by 40. You usually have 3 to 5 going a month, and you get them all done that month. That's impressive. I am definitely not that fast. I'm going to cut this one right here because I want that one to stay up. I tend to, well, I don't like to have too many diamond paintings open at once, and primarily because, I don't know, I'm always worried like the glue will dry up or something, or I'll lose the drills, or I'll forget, just like I'll lose my progress. But like the ones that are my whips right now are completely put away. They're not even kitted up anymore. Put that there so I remember which one I'm working on. Okay, where did we leave off? I saw you guys. Did you hate that when you're like, I see a whole bunch of you, and then once you get the color out, you don't see them anymore? They go away. There they are. You know, I wanted to try one of those light up pens. I've seen them, like they have the rechargeable and everything. I just haven't tried one yet. I need to get out my light pad for this one, especially when I get into some of the darker areas on this one. Because I will say Dreamers Designs, their symbols are pretty dark on this one. Did another canvas from them and it wasn't as bad, but this one, I do need to break out my light pad. Because there'll be times I'm like, oh shoot, there's a whole little thing I missed, but can't tell from afar. Okay. I have my afternoon sun reflecting off the glue. That's a fun little challenge. But yeah, those light up ones look pretty nifty. Come on, stay in there. Oh, the deep concentration. That's one thing with rounds though, like you want to get them pretty dead center, otherwise you see everything in between. So that's the one bummer of the round drills versus square. Square fit nice and snug, or too snug, depending on the manufacturer. They're like so tight you're fighting the canvas. From Donna Bass. I haven't tried those ones. Oops. Why is this coming out? Oh, there we go. Okay. It's like, I know there's a whole section. But like I said, I have the afternoon sun right now in front of me. So like you guys don't see it, but I have like a major like glare. It's just all shiny in front of me right now. Gotta love that afternoon sun. Really need to plant my trees so they start blocking the light. So this evening or night or morning, because it's 8 a.m. in Shanghai, I'm going to give away a couple things. So in my Etsy store, what was it, last week? I launched my new scent, which is Cherrylicious. Cherrylicious. Yeah, well, that's hard to say. It's basically just red cherry. So someone will win a cherry putty and wax, and then another person will win my new mug that's in the shop. So, two things. Let's see. I have a 4-bump turned pen from Axe. I haven't tried Axe and Iron. They are on my my list. There's so many. And like we actually have listen, drill. Oh hey, well, you fell off my pen right next to where you needed to go, so you're just gonna stay there. We actually have a lathe in our garage. So I've been playing around with making pen blanks. And I'm gonna try and make some resin pens myself and see how that goes. It may not work out, but then the lathe will get some love for like a week or two while I'm playing with it. Like wood turning is so fun, but it's super fast too, but it's just fun to watch it like transform as it's just spinning around. It's honestly very soothing to watch other people do it more than doing it yourself, but yeah, I am going to break that out. So I've been making some pen blanks with resin and trying to like make some fun little blanks, but I'm also just making some throwaway blanks so I can test it out first before I waste my resin because I might not like how it turns out. Okay. Let's see, those are 7s, but they look like my little dashes. Oh, got a bunch right there. Oh, let's see, it's already 8 over there in Maryland. And it feels like it's 8 o'clock here. But like I've got kids all out doing stuff. Glorious summer. My one with the broken arm is she was invited to like a little swim party, but she can't really swim. So she's going to be kind of hanging out there. But I'm hoping she has fun. I had to practically force her to go, but I was like, you gotta go do something. Your arm's broke, but you can still go have some fun. So I felt bad. But I wanted her to get out of the house and try and do something. So hopefully she comes back happy. And then my son took off, and well, teenagers, you never know. They just show back up. I give him a curfew though, and he's good about it, but they're constantly just off doing something. Let's see, you always use a light pad. I honestly don't, but every time I like break out a painting, I'm like, I should. I have a light pad, but I think it's just like in the moment, I think about it and then I forget and I just keep painting and then, or putting my drills down. And then, afterwards I'm like, yeah, I should get my light pad out for next time. And then I forget. But I really do need to get my light pad out, especially for this one. I'll often break it out like when I'm done with a painting just to double check and make sure I'm not missing any drills. Or if I'm just super lazy, I just hold it up to the window and I'm like, oh, there's a hole. And then I'll know I missed a spot, but the light pad is pretty small. Like I have to move the canvas, constantly, but it doesn't really matter because obviously you're only working on one little section at a time. Could you imagine having a 60 by 80 light pad? That would be like nuts. That would be way hot, I bet, too. After a while, there's no way that thing wouldn't get all heated. Okay, where did that? I picked up too many drills. I need just a few. But it's not very hot out here lately, which is weird because normally we're in like the 90s by now. So everyone's having all these swim parties, but it's like actually chilly. I'm like, hope you have a heated pool. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm always curious if people use their light pads every time they diamond paint, or if they're just working on. I'm gonna move this down a little so I'm not fighting the glare. Or if they just use it on like more complicated ones. I mean, I'm sure it makes it way easier to see, and I imagine on those ones that are super confetti heavy, a light pad would be an eye saver for sure. Okay. You're beat from being in the pool. Was it at least warm there today? Because like I said, it's not. I don't even think it broke 80 today here. If it did, it was low 80s. I start to get cranky when it's like over 85. So, I mean, I even went for a walk this morning with one of my huskies because it wasn't hot. So they went walking. Normally in the summer, they won't go walk with me because they're like, yeah, no thanks, lady. We've got a winter coat on. But let's see. Annika says, I need my light pad. Oh, when language is a problem. Let's see. What's my favorite diamond painting that I've done so far? Ooh. Crapola. I don't know. It's a good question. I've done a few. I'm trying to think. Oh, you know what? I think it's from Sakuums. She's a coloring book, adult coloring book artist, and I did a diamond painting for her, and I really liked the way that one turned out. So I would say that one was my favorite, and it wasn't a huge one either, thank goodness. But I think that one so far is one of my favorites. It was really pretty and whimsical. Hi, Dawn. Yeah, that's kind of how our weather is here. It'll get warm and then it'll be all rainy and whatnot, but I don't know. It normally this time of year it is way hotter than it has been. I mean, the other day I got in my car and it like the little thermostat on my car thing said like 58. I was sitting there like, wait, 58? And so I double checked the app on my phone because I was like, great, I think this thing's broke. Nope, it was really 58. And I guess I'm just so used to it being so much hotter this time of year, but we keep getting like rainstorms and it's keeping us fairly cool. Not complaining. It's keeping the AC bill down, but it just sucks when like all these pool parties are planned for the kids, and it's like a little chilly to be out there. It's like I said, my daughter's going to a pool party this evening, and I'm like, it's kind of cold, but maybe they have a heated pool. I don't know. I know I sure wouldn't be hopping in the pool right now. Hop in a jacuzzi. But maybe that's just because I'm old. I just want to relax. I so want to buy one of those swim spa things, You can like swim laps against the current, but then also turn it into a jacuzzi or hot tub or whatever you want to call it. keep trying to convince my husband that that would be like an awesome investment, but he doesn't seem on board. Like it's an exercise and relaxation in one. I know I am old. I feel old, especially today. Today I went for a walk. I haven't walked in like a while, but I had ordered new shoes because, oh my gosh, I just happened to look down at my shoes when I was on the treadmill the other day, and I was like, my shoes have a hole in them. So I got new shoes, and I'm like, okay, time to break these in. I'm gonna go for a walk. I did some work on my treadmill, like doing a treadmill desk type thing. I was quite active today, and now I'm very sore. Like I even like went and used some of our weights. And I went to go lift the, oh my gosh, I can't even think of it now. The what is that thing called? Oh, the bench press. I went to move it because of the way my son had it. I couldn't use the other parts of the machine. And I think it only had like maybe 50 pounds total on it. And I was like struggling to move that. I'm like, wow, okay. Reality time. I need to get in shape. Let's see. Where's those dashes? But yeah, I couldn't even move this silly little thing out of the way. That was really, really bad. And I know I like tried the leg weight machine we have, and I'm like huffing and puffing. Wow, I am so out of shape. I haven't really worked out in like, I don't know, months, years maybe. I mean, think of my hobbies. None of them require physical activity. This is about as calorie burning as I get right now. Diamond painting here. All this lift and down. Maybe I should use the heavier diamond painting pens. That'll give me some biceps, right? Let's see if there's any dashes in here. Yeah, no, we really noticed our age when we were over 40. I think it's like over 30. We notice. We just don't accept that we notice till after 40. I just hate how out of shape I've gotten. I used to blame COVID, but come on now. That's like 3 years ago. You can't use that excuse anymore. I gotta move on. I was like, oh, shoot. I gained 20 pounds. It was because of COVID. But in reality, it was just because of all the ice cream, because Cold Stone's delivered. So, if anything, COVID did make me chunkier just because you can get everything you would normally have to leave the house for delivered now. So it's like, well, there goes my diet. Okay. Your hip reminds you every day. I'm 45 and I feel 145. Oh, I feel you. I feel you. I swear, every morning I wake up, I feel like I'm 100. Does anyone else have that? You feel like every bone cracking and creaking as you're like standing up. It's you like stretch, but you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna put my back out if I stretch. Getting up is the worst. That's when I really feel my age and feel how out of shape I am. It's a great way to start the day. Walking on the treadmill 5 days a week. That's actually good for you doing that. What was it, last Christmas? Last year? Yeah, Christmas last year. I bought myself a treadmill and told myself I was going to get my lazy buns on there, and I was also going to use it as a treadmill desk. Because that's what I did in my old house. I worked like half of my day at a treadmill desk, and it was in pretty good shape. I mean, well, heck, I was walking like 3 to 4 hours a day. But then, yeah, I got this one and I barely use it. But this week I made myself a goal that I was going to use it for work and then also get walking in the mornings. It's weird. I've noticed if I go for a walk in the morning, I'm more productive throughout the day. And also, the day goes by slower, but not in a bad way. Like, I feel like I have more time in the day, which is strange because I technically took time away to go walk. So I don't know. It's weird. It like sets the tone for the day. But like this morning, I went for the walk and I just felt like, wow, the day's going by slow or I'm getting things done faster. I don't know. It was weird. I mean, my problem for diamond painting this week, I just haven't had much time because my son's soccer kicked back up. And, between that and just a few other things, I was like, wow, I haven't touched my diamond painting. It's sitting there. Didn't sit there long enough to get a layer of dust. So that I'm happy about, but it has sat. Like I would sit down and I wouldn't even be able to like sit down and finish a square. So that was kind of a bummer because I really want to finish this one and kit up my next one, which is smaller, which will be nice because I need a break from these big canvases. How long do you walk on the treadmill, Dawn, each day? Walking is so good for you. I mean, like, there's a bajillion studies out there. I mean, there's like no study that says walking is bad, but I mean, walking in general is just good all around. Like, you don't have to even like go for a jog. You can just walk. And I'm definitely not a jogger anyway, but like my husband is a jogger. He likes to go running. I don't run. Hour and 45 minutes fast pace. Ooh. I don't think I could do that. You know those funny videos where the person falls and slides right off the treadmill? That would be me. I have tried like the super high incline walks though. And then the decline walks. Like, I don't know if anyone here has a treadmill that does a steep, decline. Oh my gosh, try it. It works totally different muscles than doing an incline, of course, but it is nutty. it's really weird to get used to at first. But it's actually good for you because then you're working other muscle groups that don't get targeted when you're sitting there on the incline. But the first few times you do it, you're like, I did not know muscles were there. I've been listening, like if I do get to some books on tape, or I like to do those scenic trail things that come on the screen with my treadmill. But I have noticed that they're kind of cheesy, the little trails. I don't know if it's just because it's a Bowflex thing or what, but I was like, wow, this is kind of corny. Used to run, yeah. I mean, even when I was young enough to run and, without pain, I've never been the running type. Never enjoyed it. Which is interesting because I did track, but when I was on the track team, I did everything except running. Like I did the long jump, the high jump, which is hilarious because I'm short. But yeah, I didn't do like any of the sprints or the long distance running. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be bothered with that. But my husband loves to go running. And of course, I have huskies, so they love running. So when I take them for walks, you can kind of tell they're a little disappointed that they're like, oh, we're with the old lady who just walks. Yeah, my son loves, well, I don't know if he loves running. He probably used to love running, but now he doesn't because I make him run. But because he decided that he wanted to double roster for 2 teams this year, I'm like, I'm that crazy soccer mom now this year. I'm like, no, you owe me 2 hours of practice. Get out there. You also need to go jog 5 miles. Like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna hate soccer if I keep this up, but it's just because he's like taken on such a load. I'm like, dude, you gotta like build up some crazy endurance. You're gonna be dying if you don't. Like I told him, I'll be live streaming, but he better come home because he owes me 1 more hour today of soccer practice. You played soccer for many years. It's interesting. I tried soccer as a kid, but it wasn't my sport. Um, and I'm surprised it's so popular out here, considering our weather and all. But in the winter, we do the indoor soccer and stuff. But it's really popular here in Utah. Whereas where I grew up in California, soccer wasn't, it just wasn't as popular. Baseball and stuff was a lot more popular. Baseball and softball. But we also had better weather, I guess. I don't know. It's just interesting. But I swear, like every kid we run into out here plays soccer of some sort. Oh, from Idaho. My neighbor is from Idaho. My sister-in-law lives in Idaho. Don't ask me where in Idaho. All I know, she says it's a small town that reminds her of Deliverance. So, I haven't actually been up there to ever visit. It's on our list of things to do. But I know she lives further up in Idaho because it's still like a 10-hour drive for us to go see her. So she's nestled up there somewhere. I know I saw more C's. There are so many purple and pink icons. They start to blend together when you're trying to focus, but is what it is, right? All right. You know what? If I was smart, I should have grabbed a thing of the putty and wax that I'm giving away so you could see them, but they're not special colors or anything. I don't add colors to my putties or waxes because that changes the consistency of the wax. I've tested it and do not like it. So mine are just nice and plain Jane, but I think that's okay. It's not like we really look at our wax anyways, right? Smelling it, on the other hand, totally different. Let's see. 4 hours southeast of DC. Oh my gosh, wait, Coeur d'Alene. Yeah, that might be where she lives. Because that name sounds so familiar. Is it a super like small town, kind of like, just because she, like, I know I've heard the name Coeur d'Alene. Maybe she lives near it. How funny. I'll have to see if that's the town she's in. But yeah, because anytime she describes it, she's like, just think of Deliverance, and that's where I live. Like, well, that's creepy. Don't know if I want to come visit now. But she said it's like a really small town, but not in a good way. So I found that kind of funny. I need to turn the sound off on my phone. Totally forgot. do that now so it doesn't keep popping off. Oh, the sticky wax. Are you talking about the super sticky wax? Or sorry, the sticky wax or just the regular sticky wax? Let me turn my volume off on my phone. So with like the wax, you just have to scrape your stylus across the top of it. And so it's not like pink wax where you press down into the, okay, yeah. So it's just the regular sticky wax. Okay. So it's not like pink wax where you can dot into it. Instead, you scrape across it. So you just scrape and it'll pick it up in the stylus. And that's how you get it in there. Should make a video of that. But yeah, these types of waxes, you're scraping it. This one's not going to be the best example because this is my extra sticky, but you just kind of scrape it across and then you get it into your stylus that way. And that's how you get it in there. Yes, I saw you ordered a cherry one. It was shipped, so you should get it pretty soon. I was just saying, because someone else said they got theirs and they liked it, and I'm like, I'm trying to remember which batch that went out in. But the cherry one smells really good. And I actually added a little extra oomph to this scent, just so it's extra cherry. But yeah, with these sticky waxes, you're scraping. And then, of course, my waxes aren't meant for your multi-placer. You want to use the putty for the multi-placer, but you just scrape across. I'll definitely make a video and put that on my Etsy store. Because a lot of people who are used to like pink wax at first will find it like it's just a little different, but it works so much better. These types of waxes work so much better than pink wax. I can't stand that pink wax. It drives me bonkers. All right, now we're getting into the blues. Maybe if I can see where that 7 went off to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure yours was the batch I dropped off at the post office on Monday. Because I made a whole bunch of them on Sunday, and then I was just waiting, and then yeah, I dropped them off Monday evening at the post office. The only crummy thing about my post office out here is it's not like a distribution post office, so it always like gets picked up and then you have to wait for it to go all the way down to Salt Lake and then it ships back out. So it like goes down and back out, but that's just because we're smaller post offices up here. Which is weird because we do have a distribution center not too, like a little bit closer than Salt Lake, but that one they don't send the out-of-state stuff to, even though out-of-state stuff comes into it. I don't get it. It's very confusing. But then again, my whole postal like delivery here at my house is so wacky that I've just given up on understanding it. Like I don't trust our post lady to pick up my Etsy orders. Instead, I'm like, no, I'm driving this to the post office because she'll never pick it up. Can't tell you how many times she's like, you do those package pickup requests. She'll mark it complete and not actually ever pick up the package. I'm like, is there no like backup tracking on this? The package is still on my porch, yet you say it's complete. I'm confused. Yes, yes. You have a couple of them, I think. I've got, let's see. So I'm using the sticky in my stylus, and then I've got like all of my, I have just a bunch of spare putties of different scents. These are like ones that just went over the measurement because I measure them out by weight. But let's see, I have lilac, I have a melon one, and then I have a pineapple one. So I just kind of have like a little variety. So when I clean out my multi-placer, whatever one I grab, it's a mystery every time. There's these, the sevens are blending in with the threes. But I tend to change my putty, I've noticed, a lot more than most people do. And I don't know if that's just like an OCD thing, but like once mine starts looking even slightly grimy, I'm like, ugh. I don't know. I think that's all the sevens. I'm sure I missed some. Let's see. Let me check on my. I'm hoping my Nightbot is going to work for giveaway today. We will find out. But it's actually registering people in chat this time, unlike last time. So we're off to a good start. Because last time it just like said nobody was chatting. I'm like, no, they are. Oh, let's see. We missed these ones over here. Hi, Karen. But I'll do the giveaway for the wax and putty in a wee bit. And we'll see if it works. It's a mystery. Like, it's so weird because last time, well, I guess I didn't stream last week for this one, but it was 2 weeks ago, and it was like, it wasn't even registering that anyone was in chat talking. And I was like, come on. Nothing like technical difficulties while you're live, but I swear Nightbot had a mind of its own. It decides when it's done working for the day. But it didn't want to recognize keywords or anything, so I was like, okay, we're just going to play that game. Gotta love technology. Ugh, it is roasting in my studio. Oh, you got the new Prismas? Both colors? Where'd you get them from, actually? That's the more important question. Where did you buy them? Did you get them from Jerry's? Because I know Jerry's has them. Actually, I'm sorry, I take that back. Jerry's is out of stock of amethyst, I think. I don't know. I was on there the other day getting some goodies for myself. I bought a few My Mary Blue paints. So excited. I've always wanted to try those. I mean, they're like ridiculously expensive, but they're really good paints. So I got a few on Jerry's the other day, and I went to check and see how like the status was of the new Prismacolor colors. And I noticed they were out of stock of amethyst. But I also ordered dot cards because Jerry's has the dot cards of the My Mary Blues. So, oh, your local art shop. Huh. How crazy. Like the little shops have them. That's probably the better place to go, actually, because Blick and all those can't keep them in stock just because everyone wants them. And me being the crazy Prisma gal who has a bajillion Prismas, I'm not even like in a rush. I'm like, whatever. I'll get them when I get them. But it's like, I swear they get stock and then they're gone. And they're really not that much different than the colors they're replacing. It's just a pigment change that really they had to do. they're not that far off. Hi, Alexandra. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, sharing is caring. I could probably, these tubes are nuts. This is a, what, 12 ml tube? I mean, this thing will last me for ever. But what's crazy is this is a single pigment sap green. Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of curious though, because what pigment did they use? Hello. They used PG-17. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. But I've always wanted to try my Mary Blue. Why do they gotta have such a complicated name? But yeah, Jerry's has dot cards for them now, and I ordered that because I want to test out a few colors. But I grabbed a sap green and a quinacridone magenta because, yeah, I'm me. And we'll see how they work out. I hope I don't fall in love with them because I'm already in love with Roman Schmal. I feel like I'm cheating on them. You don't have any at your local stores, Emily? Like, I mean, we used to have like a cute little hole in the wall art store out here, but they closed with COVID. And so all we have are like the craft stores, and then of course we have a Blick, and that's it out here. And the Blick out here doesn't have the new Prismas, but I kind of miss that like little hole in the wall art store we used to have. And it's kind of crazy we don't have them out here, because I mean Salt Lake is a pretty big art scene. Maybe I should open one. Let's see. Because gosh, it would be nice to have something nearby where I could like go pick up a tube of paint and not wait 5 to 7 business days. Yeah, like we have Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, but the nearest Blick for me is all the way in Salt Lake, and it's up in this super cute, like artsy little area of Salt Lake called Sugar House, if anyone's ever been to Utah. But they don't have, like, I call them because I'm not about to waste a quarter tank of gas driving down and finding out. So I call and ask them. But hopefully they do. It's funny because I even asked them, I was like, hey, well, I got you. When are you going to have the new open stock Derwent ink tents? And they did not know. So yet again, just proving Blick has no clue about their inventory at all. Let's see. Do I have a degree in art? I do not. Well, I guess technically culinary arts, but not art. I am a classically trained pastry chef. Fun fact. Not that I do much with that these days, but it's there in my back pocket, I guess, if I ever want to go back to it. Have I worked on or completed any other Curtis Rekovic paintings? So I have a few of his. I had started one a while back that was whatchamacallit. Oh, what was the name of it? I can't think of the name of it. She's wearing a black dress, got like tons of pink hair. It's just overloaded with pink. That's the one I did have, and I worked like seriously halfway through it, but the glue was, everything kept sliding. Nothing was sticking. And I just kept trying to stick with it. And these are 60 by 80 canvases. So honestly, I should have given up like 20 minutes in, but I was determined. And so I ended up getting that one replaced. So I never finished that one, but its replacement is sitting in my closet. So I haven't finished one yet. This will be the first one of his that I finish. But I really like his art. I just love his style. I love the colors. It's just like so quirky. Let's see. My local place is pretty awesome. Ooh, owned by an artist. Those are the best because then they actually know what they're talking about. Ooh, Coranda. Oh, Holbein. Nope, never mind. They have Holbein. Oh, they have Etcher. I need Amazon to restock on their Etcher, for Pete's sake. Did I not send you Christmas cookies, Melissa? Oh, wait. No, last Christmas I didn't even do Christmas cookies because I was all bah humbug. That's right. That's right. I normally do Christmas cookies, but last year I was just like, whatever. Here's Christmas. Did I even make cookies? I can't recall. Let's see. Dawn's done Red Riding. Oh, I've seen the picture of that one. Got a couple of his. I just love. I'm waiting for like a BOGO sale so I can buy more. But because Dreamer Designs has the point system, just like Diamond Art Club and all that, but their points are not as easy to accumulate, and their sales sometimes, I don't know. But it's a trade-off. Like I like both companies. Each has their pros and cons. Where did I go? I was gonna go for that one. My gosh, this is the brightest of pinks. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, met him at a convention. I think I remember you saying that, or someone else said that. Someone has said that they've seen or met him at a convention, and he's actually really cool. He's got to be like, come on, look at these paintings he does. He's got to have like a quirky, awesome personality to come up with these type of things. I mean, this is a Miss Macaroon. She's a freaking mermaid with macaroons underwater. It's it's interesting. Oh, Snow Queen. I did buy Snow Queen. I want to do that one in the winter, of course. Or maybe it would be fun to do in the dead of summer when you're hoping or wishing it would cool off. But yeah, I like the Snow Queen one, looks really pretty. I'm just glad I found him. In fact, his stuff is the reason I started buying from Dreamer Designs, because originally I never bought from Dreamer Designs, and then I saw his artwork and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try this company out. And most of the time it's only his artwork that I buy. Rarely do I buy anyone else from Dreamer. But like there's quite a few of his. I don't know, I kind of have that FOMO problem, because then you're like, oh, if I don't buy it now, it'll be sold out and gone forever. So I should try buying it now. Because you never know which ones are going to go out of stock and not come back. I hate that. Hate it, hate it. Let's see. Oh, a Harley that they turned into a mystery. Huh. Interesting. So they were able to turn it into a mystery even though they had licensing issues? That's interesting. There's gosh, there's so many now on Amazon of like knockoffs. You'll see like ones made by, cheaply by other companies, but they look exactly like Dreamer design kits. And that sucks because, yeah, one, that the artwork wasn't properly licensed, obviously, but two, it's just kind of like, oh, come on. And don't get me started on the Temu website and all the fake stuff. Or the knockoffs they've got going, along with everything else that's shady. Let's see. Princess Strawberry. I have to look that one up. Well, there's so many to choose from on their site. It's just kind of depends on what you like. I mean, honestly, like I said, I buy the Curtis Reikovich ones because I think the artwork is stunning and the rendering is done really nicely by them. Uh, dare I say I feel they render faces better than Diamond Art Club. At least the paintings I've done from Diamond Art Club, because I have not been impressed with the Diamond Art Club ones at all. Like the rendering is wacky on the ones I've done. Oh, they had extra stock, but due to licensing, they sold them as a mystery. Oh, but most people knew what it was. Oh, well, that's interesting. Like, I wonder. I mean, because why would they, if they didn't have the proper licensing, why would they spend the money creating the kit in the first place? Or did the artist revoke their license after or something? I mean, because that's a pretty big risk to go and make a whole kit, you know? Get that piece off there. I mean, you gotta get them licensed. If you're not. Who was? Let's see. I think someone said who the artist was. Oh, that was just 2 years ago. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, it was the name. I got you. Okay. Oh yes, I agree, Miss Ruthless. The Jasmine Beckett Griffith ones from Craftably are way better rendered than Diamond Art Club. I have done a Jasmine Beckett Griffith from Diamond Art Club, and the face was so weird. I was so disappointed, and then Craftably sent me one, and you could instantly see the shading and everything around the face way better, like way better. They actually took time because her artwork has such thick black lines in it. They took time to like actually work on it. The one from Diamond Art Club, I honestly feel like they were just like slap it up there and here you go. It's like they didn't take time to adjust some of that. But yeah, the Craftably ones for Jasmine Beckett Griffith are some of the best ones I've ever seen. Craftably makes some really good kits, and they're like an adorable little mom and pop shop too. Total small business thing going on over there. Yeah, that makes sense. If you use a character's name and you don't have the proper licensing to do so, that totally makes sense. Like from Marvel and DC and all that. Can't be throwing those names around. I thought it was like maybe the image itself, but I see it was the name. Yeah, for Jasmine Beckett Griffith, I would definitely say go to Craftably if you want a good one. Diamond Art Club, I spent all that time on it, and I was so mad because I was like, her face looks stupid. Like, it just looked horrible. And so I never hung it up. And it was one of those cute steampunky ones, too. And it was adorable, like beautiful artwork, just crappy rendering. But it also depends on if it's an updated kit, like because I've noticed, Diamond Art Club will update their kits every now and then and improve, and also like swap out a few things. But yeah, the one I had, that was a good solid waste of a month. I was like, oh. And I'm not as experienced in diamond painting enough myself to like go and customize my kits like people do, where they just kind of ignore the colors there and get custom drills and kind of like fix it themselves. I'm not quite comfortable in diamond painting enough yet to do that myself. So I'm at the mercy of the rendering. So I really rely on the company to do that right. Do I have a favorite diamond painting company? Dreamer Designs is honestly my favorite. I do like Diamond Art Club. I mean, the price of their canvases, and I don't know. I just I have more Diamond Art Club paintings though, but they aren't my favorite. It's just they have more selection, I guess. Whereas I go to Dreamer Designs for Curtis Reikovich art, art, and so that's part of it. But I really do like Dreamer Designs. I like their customer service. They're really good. Craftably has awesome customer service as well. Like you actually call and a human answers. It's amazing. So, um, but yeah, I would say Dreamer Designs is my favorite just because a lot of their paintings I've really liked. And then of course they have my favorite four diamond painting artists. And then, like I said, I had that one kit that had something funky with the glue. And all they asked was, could you send me a video just showing us what it's doing? I sent it to them. And they sent an entire kit to me. No, like nothing, no questions asked, and quickly too. Whereas Diamond Art Club, I remember they shorted me a bag of drills. And holy crap, it took a month for them to send me the replacements. It was just sitting there. And I'm like, are you guys gonna ship this? Because they have that whole guarantee. Dreamer Designs, on the other hand, literally, I sent in that message. They responded like literally within a couple hours and shipped it out that next day. And I had the new painting in less than a week. So their customer service is way better, in my opinion. I mean, Diamond Art Club honors their thing. It's just if they short you on drills, plan on working on something else because it's not going to come quickly. Like, I honestly could have just gone to Michael's and gotten some drills there at that point. I should have. You're getting better at changing up your canvases. I want to eventually, but I'm not comfortable yet. Like, I think the first thing I would do is like add more ABs, so I'll get more of those ABs. There's quite a few companies that sell ABs, and you can just match them up with the same DMC code, but that's probably the first route I'll take to customization. And then we'll go from there. Ooh, had to take a drink. Didn't want to cough in everyone's ear. Yeah, I know Diamond Art Club is usually the most popular one, but they're not my number one. Okay. Like, what stuff have you changed? Have you like actually altered colors or even the shading in the faces yet? Or have you done like swapping out of like the ABs? Because I've seen some people straight up like redo the entire shading of the face and make it look awesome. But I'm like, how do you do that? It's witchcraft. Like, and I color, like I do adult coloring, so I know how to shade and whatnot, but I don't know, I'm just not comfortable changing the shading, I guess, on my canvas yet. But it's because it's definitely different than coloring with pencils. And you want like a different like depth and dimension so that when you're looking at it from afar, you can see all the different shadows. But yeah, it's nuts what some people can do. One day, one day. Oops. Losing the threes. Let's see, change colors, added ABs, and even made a heart on a cat. Well, that sounds cool. Yeah, like I've seen people do stuff like that where they add things in that aren't even on the canvas. They're just like, I'm gonna add a flower. And I'm sitting here like I'm just following the rules. But maybe it's because I spend enough of my brain's creative energy just coloring that like I want to do this mindlessly, and just be like, okay, here's number 3. That's where you go. I think that's part of it. I just enjoy the fact that like I don't have to plan colors and I don't have to worry about shading or light sources. It's already planned. I just got to put down the drills and that's it. There's nothing else expected of me. And of course, sometimes I don't feel like putting down the drills. Let's see. So I think, let me flip on Nightbot here. Okay. So what we're going to do is, okay, let me set this up. We're going to try this and see if it will work. But I'm going to add that. Okay. So if you want to enter the first giveaway, since it is showing people this time on Nightbot, maybe it'll work. If you want to enter the giveaway for a cherry scented putty and diamond painting wax, just type in the word cherry and then we'll let Nightbot pick someone at random. So literally just type in the word cherry if you want to enter. Do you find it hard to order from Craftably? No, actually, I don't. But I guess it's because I don't know. A lot of companies, I mean, yeah, Dreamer Designs and Diamond Art Club will show you the rendered version, but I kind of know it's not going to look exactly like the image anyways, so I just order them, and because I've had better experiences with the rendering of the Craftably ones, I just kind of trust that it's going to look good. But I've actually talked to the owner of Craftably, and he talked about his process and how they take time to actually sit there and work with the rendering and the rendering artists. And so I guess I just have a little more faith in their paintings, even though they don't show them. I guess I should do more unboxings of my Craftably ones so that people can see what the canvases look like. But I guess I'm just willing to wing it. I know Craftably is kind of expensive considering like they don't have the same sales and whatnot as the bigger companies, but yeah, no. Do I ship to Canada? I do from my Etsy store. Yes, I do. Let's see. I know I saw some more 3s. The 3s are escaping me. From Emily, are you talking about Craftably's canvases? Because Craftably's are actual canvas. They're not plastic. And then Dreamer Designs is a canvas. Doesn't like Dreamer doesn't have that felt backing like Diamond Art Club does, but that's just a Diamond Art Club fancy schmancy thing. Don't really necessarily need the felt, soft felt feeling of the background, but it's there for comfort. I think I got all those. Wow, that was a lot of, this is because I pulled down so many squares. Yeah, let's see if Nightbot actually let's see if Nightbot actually works this time. Oh yeah, you'll want to fix the spelling and make sure you do like cherry, just like D wrote right there. Just because it's it is going to catch you on spelling. It doesn't matter about caps, but spelling it will. New Dreamer kits have the soft felt backing. Interesting. Yeah, this is an older one. Miss Macaroon's been around for a bit. But I did get some new kits. I'll have to break them open and see how soft they are. Because that would be good to know. I'll give you guys a second to correct if there's anyone with typos. Let's see. As I try to match up. The hardest part, I would say, on this canvas, like if I had one critique, is so they have 3 symbols all the same color on the canvas. So it's really hard when you're like trying to put down your drills because they literally are the same color. And you're like, so is that a 2, an upside down Y? Or it gets a little rough. I'm not gonna lie, I put down the wrong drills quite a few times because I just saw the color and was like, just doing my thing, and then was like, oh great, that wasn't right there. So that's my one critique for this canvas. They really need to work on that. Okay, so let's see if Nightbot will pick a winner with the cherry. Well, that's funny. Well, congratulations, Mutt Nuts. How funny. Yep, it did show everybody as in. Well, good thing you fixed your typo. So congrats. Let me hang on. Let me type in my email so you can shoot me an email. And I can get. Can I spell? No, probably not. Okay. Shoot me an email at that one. And then that way I can get your mailing address and all that. And then I will ship it out with the orders that are going out this Friday. Because I have some to fulfill. Hope you like the smell of cherry. It is quite cherry. It's cherry-licious. Cherry-licious. Let's see. We're better going from right to left. I swear. So that's where they're all over here. Okay, let's see. Like if you were allergic to cherry, I would swap it out or something. I had someone the other day say, what if I'm allergic? I'm like, well, I wouldn't send it to you. I could change it. But I mean, I can't promise there's no cross-contamination. I'm not making edibles here. See, it's interesting because I'm not like a big fan of the scent of cherry. I love eating cherries. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy it's summer because now we can get cherries and I'm eating them by like the pound. But yeah, it's interesting because I'm normally not a big cherry person, but I was playing around with a few different essential oils, and this one was like just spot on. It's like refreshing. It's not like a rich like fall cherry scent. It's like a summer one, like it should be, I guess. If that makes any sense. You're eating cherries. I know. Well, so like when I edible wax. So when I Because for some, like, out of bad habit, maybe it's the chef coming out in me. I always say flavor, so I'll be like, "Yeah, the flavor of this wax." Then I'm like, "Okay, Corey, you can't say flavor because then someone's gonna think it's edible." But then also in my Etsy listing, I, like, put in there not edible, because I was like, "Gotta cover my bases." But yeah, it is not edible. Please don't eat it. And I have to quit saying flavors, but it's just a bad habit because it's not a flavor, it's a scent. You smell it, you don't eat it. Let's see. Just trying to make sure I don't accidentally put these over the number 2, which is an AB, but gosh darn it, they all are the same color. Whew, there we go. I know, wouldn't that be kind of weird if they were edible? That'd be kind of, I don't know though. I mean, no. There's some things in my wax that technically a person could eat, but I don't recommend it. So let's just go with non-edible. But yeah, they're scents, not flavors. I do what I want. I mean, you can eat it. I'm not stopping you. Let me know how it tastes. Let me know if there's any weird like aftertaste and all that. Good solid notes. I mean, they're handmade and there's no like nasty chemicals, but again, don't recommend eating it. I think I got all those. It's like hard to tell with this color. Pretty sure I did. We could have entered to eat. Okay. I think, yeah, we'll go to this one. The other purple color that's exactly like the others. How funny. I put one of the purple colors that repeat in a purple little thingy. Didn't even know, or like did that subconsciously. Wasn't on purpose. Snacking and diamond painting. You know what's funny is, so like with adult coloring, right? I can still snack easily because I'm really only using one hand. Diamond painting, I've noticed I don't snack at night when like I'm diamond painting, so it's gonna totally help with my weight loss. But like adult coloring, I'll be like one hand in the popcorn while the other is coloring. But I don't know, it's just like interesting. I can't even drink my coffee while diamond painting. It's almost like chewing gum and walking. I should be able to do it, but I can't. I'm like, have to be super focused. It could just be this canvas though, and the fact that they've got those colors that are all the same base color, like next to each other. And I'm just so like, because nothing, like there's nothing worse than having to lift your drills back up because you messed up. Just like, ugh. I remember one time I filled like a whole square incorrectly and I about just broke into tears. I have to pull those all up. I know. Yeah, well, I was working my biceps when I was using my heavier pen. So first you got to get one of those really heavy diamond painting pens. And then that'll get you, tricep and bicep workouts. And then, yeah, I just can't seem to snack while I'm diamond painting. So maybe that's why scented diamond painting wax and putty is so fun, because you can't eat while we're diamond painting. Plus, you don't want to get crumbs on the glue. There's so many factors. It's hard enough to not get husky fur on mine. Okay. Oh, but my dogs are finally going to the groomer and getting their blowout. Unfortunately, none of them can go at the same time. So I'm going to be like driving to and from the groomer for the next 2 weeks straight, it feels like. But I have one going tomorrow, one going Friday morning, and then the other two have to wait till next week because that's the soonest they could get them in. And then my house will no longer look like a rabbit was attacked because that's what it looks like in my house every day, despite the fact that I'm vacuuming once a day. Doesn't even matter. I'll vacuum and come out, and it's just, yeah, it's a freaking nightmare. DIY Moon Shop. I haven't ordered from them. Wait, have I? No, I haven't. It was Mary's Diamonds that I ordered from. But no, they are on my list. I do want to try them. But yes, they are expensive. And then like with the shipping and stuff, I'm kind of hesitant. But I've not seen like anything where people go, "Oh my gosh, these paintings suck," like, in quality and whatnot. So I should try them. I have a couple others from some small shops too. That one in Australia. I need to break one out and see. I've heard that the canvases have a lot of issues though. So now I'm like, ugh. Okay, did I get them all? It's always so hard to tell. You check twice before putting the drills on. I mean, what you're doing is a logical, smart thing. I am just like, it looks good. I just get in the zone. And then, of course, like I said, it's the colors, too, that you're just like, because on this canvas, it is quite overwhelming when you have 3 that are exact same color. Speaking of husky fur. Hi, Kathleen. I have a piece of husky fur right there. Probably came out of the vent that's sitting above me. I've been walking my huskies and they're trained to heel to your left. And it's kind of funny because I ran into a neighbor while I was walking. And she was like, "Well, I can tell, what side of you your dogs walk on." Because like my whole left leg is all like, I wear black for some reason. I don't know why. But it was covered in white fur. So I really need to invest in workout pants that are not black. Oh, cat hair. Yeah, that's just as bad, if not worse, because it's a little finer, so it gets all over. It's funny because I had for Father's Day, like I had the house professionally cleaned. Let's be real though, that was really a gift for myself. But it was for my husband too, but really it was for me. And the gal was like, "Oh, it's so great you have huskies because their fur just like sits on the surface and doesn't like go stick on walls and stuff like other, breeds or cats." And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess that's good, except for the fact there's like piles of it everywhere. But I never thought of it that way. And then now I'm like, looking at my walls. And I'm like, well, she's right. It really, like, it doesn't go onto your walls. Hi, Shannon. But I'm hoping by next weekend, because all the dogs will have been groomed, my vacuum will survive, I hope. I am putting the Shark vacuum to the test, vacuuming at least once a day and like 3 times over the same room and area because of my dogs. So I guess I could give them a real thorough review if they'd like. That thing's had more mileage than most. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's only so much I can do about the fur here. But normally, like, honestly, like, my house is normally pretty under control with the fur. It's just we stopped getting the dogs groomed so frequently because of my job. But they used to be groomed every 5 weeks. And so they were constantly like de-shedded, and like I didn't have a lot of fur problems. But holy shamoly, now it's like, ugh. And then, of course, like my son, I have him take them out to the pasture and de-shed them, but nothing really replaces those professional blowout tools. Like the Furminator can only do so much. Although I did laugh because one of my huskies tried to escape the other day, because gosh, they wouldn't be a husky if they didn't. And she got stuck under the fence. So one, that was funny because she couldn't get out. And two, when I pulled her back through the hole she was stuck in, she basically de-shedded that a patch on her stomach. So it was like funny because her whole undercoat had been taken off. And I was like, oh, well, you should escape more often this route. Then I don't have to take you to the groomer. But now she has like this funny little patch. Thank goodness she's going to the groomer on Friday. But yep, we've got one patch taken care of. I killed a Roomba too, D. Well, I didn't kill it. My dogs killed it. It said it was made for, like, it could handle dog fur. And at the time, I only had 2 huskies, and that Roomba died. So I was like, okay, if you can't handle 2, definitely aren't. It would, like, die instantly with my 4 right now. So I've embraced the art of telling my son to vacuum. That's my new Roomba. Hi, Tanya. We just have a lot of land. I wouldn't necessarily call it a farm. We have a pasture though. And our neighbors' chickens and goats keep coming out onto our land, which is not helping when I'm trying to train my dogs to not go eat those things. But we just happen to have a lot of land out here. Let's see. Oh, one of yours broke out and you don't know how. So like it was the craziest thing. Harper, she's the one that was in the cast forever, and she had a cone on, a casted leg, and I'd come home and she was always out of her kennel, and I was like, how the heck are you doing this, dog? Because I mean, it was latched. I mean, huskies are escape artists in general, but I mean, this one was like, okay, you can't squeeze through anything. You got a big old cone on your head. So I waited and I just watched one time from my office because she's bold enough to escape out of her kennel, even though she knows I'm around the corner. She don't care. So I watched her, and what she did was those wire crates or kennels, where the two, because those things just basically fold and snap together is how they work. Well, she knows that apparently because the corners where it met and latched, she pushed on it so it popped open and then came loose and came inward. And then she just used her bum and literally backed through it and like created a hole. And that's how she got through with the cone on her head. And I was just sitting there. And I didn't know whether to like yell at her or applaud because I was like, wow, that is some serious creativity. So maybe that's how your dog got out. But they do like to escape. Because we've even tried the plastic ones where it just has the door and that's it. Nope, they get out of those. And then also they get very dramatic in those. And it's like, I don't know what's worth like listening to them whine and howl and yell at you all day. But yeah, it's dedication. It was dedication. I mean, she spent a good solid 10 minutes on her master plan. But I was just like, holy crap, dog. And she was injured. Like, I'm sitting here going, hi there. What are we doing? Huskies. But now mine have decided instead of digging holes, they're just going to jump the fence. So I saw one the other day trying to like scale it like a mountain climber. I'm like, what are we doing? You just can't contain those things. All right. Oh, yes. Do you diamond paint, Tanya? I did that one time 3 years ago. So you have a whip, is what you're saying. A really long-standing diamond painting whip. Okay. Finally got all those ones out of the way. Oof. Oh my gosh, is it a Harry Potter one? Because those Harry Potter ones are nuts. I wouldn't be able to finish one of those. In fact, I've got one in my de-stash pile because it's nuts. And I'm, not going there. It is not for me. Let's get my number 1. Let's see. Oh, Wonderland. That's a pretty one. That's the problem is time, right? Like I've been working on this this canvas for a while. I normally can at least do one a month, but my time has been kind of stretched. And like you really have to sit down and get into like the groove. If you can't just sit down and like diamond paint for 5 minutes. Like it takes a few minutes to set up and get like your drill's all set out, your pen ready to go, and then you have to just be able to commit. And some days I'll get all set up and be like, no, I'm done. I'm not saying all the Harry Potter ones are difficult. The one I got is just a big canvas that I don't want to tackle. But it's in my de-stash pile, although my my daughter really wants it. I told her she can have it only if she finishes the other diamond paintings I've given her. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, CD. That's what I was talking about. I had one from Diamond Art Club. Oh, there's a trash drill in there. Throw that one out. I had a painting from Diamond Art Club where they had totally missed giving me an entire bag of drills. And so I told them like right away because I was kidding up and I'm like, where's this color? I didn't have the color. And so I sent them a message, and of course they sent the replacement, but I had enough time to do the whole canvas and I was still waiting because they took forever. So I was like, are we like sending this literally via snail mail? What are we doing here? Hogwarts Legacy. Oh, I think that's it. This is another terrestrial. That's the game you were talking about before. That's the problem if you have multiple hobbies. You have to sit there and like decide what you're going to spend your time on. Does anyone else get like stuck literally arguing with themselves on which hobby they should pay attention to? Or is that just me? There's days I'll sit there being like, no, I should diamond paint. No, I want to color. No, I just want to sit here. And then by the time it's all over, I'm like, well, I just wasted my free time arguing with myself about what I should do with my free time. Time well spent. They processed it on the 10th. Well, hopefully you get it soon. let's see, I have 2 Harry Potters. Are they all the Harry Potter ones, at least, that I've seen, are pretty big canvases. I mean, this is 60 by 80, and already I'm like, ugh. I've come to realize 60 by 80 is not a size I enjoy. However, I really like this artist, so I'm going to have to suck it up because, oops, Dreamer Designs typically only puts his art in this size, except the one I'm going to kit up after this one is done. It's actually smaller. It's a miracle. It is a good game. I agree. I did check it out when Melissa had mentioned it before. I just don't have time. There's no time. Goodness gracious, all the purple. This is like the perfect canvas for anyone that loves purple and pink, because that's like pretty much the whole color scheme here. There's a touch of yellow, but not much. It's mainly purple, pink, and a little blue. How much do I have left? Less than half. Honestly, I'm 2/3 of the way done. So I'm making good progress. And once I get past this part of her tail here, and this little, what is that, a frog or a fish? I don't know. But this dude, most of it will just be color blocking from there on out. And so I should be able to get it like knocked out quickly. But of course, now that I say that, I'll run into some snags. The diamond painting karma is real. And this isn't even like a complicated one, but I don't know, it's just been taking me longer than normal. Polymer clay. I was playing with some of my polymer clay the other day. That rhymed. Not intentional, but cool. Just for fun. And because my kids have been playing with polymer clay, it's their new favorite thing. And then we bake it in the oven, and they make all sorts of little trinkets that just collect dust in their room. But I was doing some stuff myself, just playing around with it. And I'm like, man, this stuff is so fun. It's like adult Play-Doh. Like, you can make fun stuff, though. Like, I was sitting there making, ironically, macaroons out of polymer clay. Don't ask me why. I just felt like making a macaroon out of polymer clay. No purpose to it whatsoever. So I guess I technically just did what my kids do and made a trinket that's going to collect dust. Yeah, I've seen the, well, this is a polymer clay diamond painting pen, but it's definitely got a wraparound of some sort. But I've been playing around with polymer clay on pens as well, and it's pretty fun. It's just, well, too much effort when I know I can just pour some resin blanks and go turn on the lathe. But then again, I'm like, oh, I've got to first unbury the turning machine because it's like tucked way in there because we never use it. But I need to break that bad boy out and see what I can make. If anything, I'll just make a huge mess because I can only imagine resin on a lathe, what that's going to be like. Ugh. Yes, I'm going to give away a coffee mug. It is the new mug that's on my Etsy store. So I'll do that here in a little bit. Like to space them out. That way, if people come later, they get a chance. But it's a cute little unicorn eating a sparkly cupcake. Okay. Does anyone else find the plastic when they pull it back incredibly annoying? I feel I need to cut my plastic the opposite way instead of exactly where my hands are going. And also, I love collecting cover minders, but I notice I never actually use the cover minders. Curious if anyone else does that. Am I the only one that's like, oh, this is such a cute cover minder, and then I never use it? Can't be bothered with all that, work, using magnets and stuff. Oh, the cupcake mug, it is super cute. I was like, oh, this is so fun. It's all kawaii style, which is my favorite. And it's a happy unicorn eating a sparkle cupcake. That's what we should all strive for in our life. I want to be the unicorn where my biggest problem is there's a big cupcake in front of me and I gotta eat it. That's what I want for my problems. Where is this check mark symbol one? What number is that? Check mark. Oh, number 3. The square thingy. I have to section it off so that I feel like I'm accomplished. I guess, I don't know. Like, I used to try the, the release paper. I tried that method. And I found that one I absolutely hated because, if you don't finish that section, eventually the release paper doesn't really grip if you have a couple drills down. So I hated that. But the sectioning off, I tend to do because, I don't know, it's just I finish a square and then I feel accomplished. Even if I have hours of diamond painting ahead of me, I'm like, oh, I finished that square. I should make them smaller so I can feel more accomplished. But I try to section them off down below here. I have bigger sections because they're more color blocking. And then I try to section off when I have a lot of confetti areas. But yeah, I don't know. It works for me, but everybody's different. I definitely can't do the release paper though. Yeah, see, I used to not section them off and I would just pull it down and then I would work on a couple lines across. But the problem was I was constantly putting drills away. So now I try to section them more I'll see, okay, a bunch of blacks coming this way, so I'll section off to that. And so my sections aren't always completely even depending on the picture. Because I used to just do a cross and make even number squares. But then I'd have I'd still be changing things out or I'd overlap confetti. And so I don't know. There's no perfect system. Maybe there is, and I just haven't figured it out. I don't know. But this way works for me for now. Who knows? Ooh, I totally missed a 2 up there. So sad because it's a sparkly one. This kit has a lot, well, not a lot in different colors, but they use their ABs a ton in this kit. She's got sparkly bits all over. I love it. Yeah, exactly. We all find a way that works for us. I mean, like I said, a lot of people love the release paper method. The release paper is great if I can complete a whole section in one sitting. Oops, why are you not coming off there? But if I can't complete that whole section, then the release paper method really doesn't work well because it just like falls off after you get too many drills in there. Wouldn't necessarily say this method is my favorite either, but it's the favorite out of all I've tried. Hey, give it a whirl. Section it off, but like I said, try to section it off by like where you have areas of heavy confetti, like put those in their own square, and then get like your color blocked areas in their own, because I've noticed that made a big difference from just doing like universal square system. Because I'd be like, oh shoot, I just put that color away, now I need it out again. But still, I'm a pretty slow diamond painter. And then there's just some days my back or neck are not gonna let me diamond paint. They're like, yeah, no. This is like a hobby where you have to stop and stretch frequently. Yeah. See, if you do the whole 6x6 release paper in one sitting, first of all, major kudos to you because I can't do that. But yeah, the thin release paper would work quite well. Oh man, a whole 6x6. I can't do it. Like I can sit longer and diamond paint like if I'm live streaming or talking to someone on the phone. But like when it's just me and myself, after a while I'm like, okay, I need to move on to something else. That's true. You could use the cover reminder to keep your release paper from, well, releasing. I do, I got a ceramic knife cutter too. I broke it though. So I need to, I found this box of like 8 of them. So now I'm waiting for that to come. And then if I break one, I have a few backups. But yeah, I do like those for cutting your sections out. They're quite nice. They're kind of odd to get used to though, because the blade like just barely comes out. So you're like, am I cutting anything? But I mean, that's the point because you don't want to cut through your canvas. I don't know. I feel like I make them more difficult than they actually are. It's total user error. Oh yeah, the pink wax with AB diamonds, that was the one thing that really used to tick me off. It would be like, why is this crap not letting go? And then it would leave like you know, if you single placed, it would pull the entire pink wax out of your stylus with it. You're like, okay, well, that's nice. That was the one time I finally was over it. The pink wax. My gosh, but I've got like a lifetime supply of pink wax because every diamond painting kit comes with wax and all that. Gosh, Dreamer Designs gives you, theirs is purple in their new kit that they send, but they give you 2 purple waxes. So I've got a ton of that, but I usually give it to my kids because they lose their wax when they diamond paint. So I'm like, here, take this. Good night, Dee. You know, I haven't even used my pretty placers yet. I need to. They're because I don't normally diamond paint up here in my studio. I diamond paint downstairs, but they're in my desk drawer downstairs. And I want to break them out because I've heard that they're really good for ABs. So I want to break those bad boys out and give them a go. Because like ABs, I swear, are the worst part. It's like, ugh. Just let go and stay on the canvas. But yeah, I need to use them. That'll be my goal tomorrow. A little mental note. Does anyone else use the Pretty Placers? Do you like them? I mean, they have great reviews. I did try once those like wax pens that like you can use for nail art, or they use in nail art when they're picking up tiny rhinestones to put on your nails. And those weren't too bad for ABs. But it was just kind of I don't know. With the Pretty Placers, the one thing is, like, I guess, do you just sharpen them? I haven't read the instructions yet, but as they go down. You have them, but hardly. Yeah, well, that's my problem. I bought them, and then I put them in a drawer. I was like, I'm going to use these. And then, well, there they sit. So the Pretty Placers are just, for those who don't know, they're just these wax crayons. She's on Etsy. Her store, I think, is called Pretty Placers, but they come in a variety of scents, and they literally look like a Crayola crayon. And they're supposed to just be like a little wax crayon, and good for ABs because they don't sit there and stick to ABs. And ABs are the sparkly, diamonds. You've never sharpened yours? Okay. I mean, I'm assuming if you needed to sharpen them, you just put them in the crayon sharpener, or I don't know, just a bigger sharpener. They're a little bit bigger than a normal crayon, I guess. Like I just got them, last week, the week before? And I got 3 different scents. Like one is like clean linen. Another one I think was called Fairy Garden, but I distinctly recall it smelled like grape. So I just call it grape. And then the other one, I just got an unscented one too, but I need to try them. But I've heard a lot of people use them for their ABs specifically because they don't sit there and stick, and they don't leave residue. Because that's the other problem is you can get things to release, but they'll leave behind some residue. Let's get number 6 out. Yep, I've tried glue dots actually. I still have some glue dots. So I bought the glue dots. I've also tried, can't think of the name right now. She has an Etsy store where she sells scented glue dots. I have tried those. I didn't like them. But if you are going to use the glue dots, I think they work way better in the cat's ear tip than like this plastic with metal stylus. But yeah, I didn't like the glue dots. I think it's because initially when you first load them up, they're so sticky that you're like, oh my gosh. Like, I mean, I was constantly sitting there going like this in my hand till the oil of my hand was like enough to make them stop being. Those things are like sticky. Pretty sure I could like put a few on the bottom of a vase and put it on my wall horizontally, and it would hang out there just fine. Caramel apple. Oh, that sounds good. What's the Bahama Breeze one smell like? Is it like coconutty? Yeah, I kind of assume they'll last a while because they're hard and sticky, but not like super sticky. Just they're the right amount of sticky for an AB, but like I don't plan on using them for the entire canvas because it's all single placer, but I kind of assumed they would last me a bit. I think I only got 3 because I was trying to get free shipping. So I was like, I need another scent. I don't want to pay for shipping. It's like always my goal on Etsy. Like, gotta hit that 35 so I can get the free shipping. Get that in there. Oh, an ocean smell. Interesting. Putty wax and wax pencils. I do like the putty. I used to, when I first started diamond painting, I would use the pink wax in the multi-placer, and then I finally discovered putty, and I was like, oh, this is game changing, because gosh darn it, that pink wax drives me nuts. Even in the multi-placer, you're like, I know why. But yeah, putty was definitely a game changer. And then it just like, then it boiled down to finding the perfect putty. It's like no matter what hobby you have, there's a rabbit hole of some kind to go down. Whether it be the pens or the freaking wax or whatever. I had to stop myself from buying another diamond painting pen just the other day. So I was like, okay, I have plenty of pens. It's just hard because, like, I don't know, it's like an accessory. And a pretty pen makes like you want to diamond paint more. That's my theory, at least. Or that's what I tell myself when I go buy another pen that I don't need. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, museum putty is actually not bad, not shabby at all. It is sticky though, so you'll want to like kind of dab it against your hand a few times. But I've used museum putty and I haven't had issues with it. There's quite a few. Like I know, like people have used the blue tack. I haven't tried the blue tack myself. I've tried the white tack before. But yeah, it depends on where you live and how you use your multi-placer, how hard you press as well. What kind of drills are you working with? There's actually like quite a few factors in putties. Because some putties like in high humidity are just awful and get really sticky and gooey and don't work. The pink wax goes in a box never to be seen again. I know I have like so Craftably kits, come with that really cute canvas purple bag. I can't throw it out. It's too adorable. But I have it full of all of the pink wax from all of the kits because I'm like, I can't throw this out, but I also can't use this. So it's just going to sit here and I don't know. Honestly, have no idea what I'm going to do with that. Oh, well, thanks, Dawn. Yeah, I did have problems with the museum putty leaving residue. But that's nice of you. My putty wins. Woo! Oh my gosh, making putty, I will tell you right now, I have gotten quite the wrist workout. Ooh. But fun fact, making putty. So, being a former pastry chef, I used to make fondant. So I was like, hey, if I can make fondant, how hard could it be to make putty? So that's kind of what's like, I used that background for making putty. But I'm also getting like flashbacks to all the wedding cakes I used to make and rolling out fondant. So like, oh, but yeah, that putty is quite the labor. But it's kind of like a mixture of science too, because you'll sit there and play with ratios and yeah. And there's nothing worse than like the first few because they were all botched batches and didn't work out. And I'm like, ah. fondant is a nightmare and it doesn't even taste good. Like, uh, I got like, I remember because I mean, I used to do wedding cakes, and here in, Utah in the summer, I would tell brides, like, hey, you can't just have a buttercream cake out there in 103-degree heat. Your cake's gonna freaking sink and melt. Like, we have to cover it in fondant. I'm sorry. Um, and of course, fondant makes it all smooth and lovely. But of course, you can do that with frosting, sort of. Um, but yeah, like I used to make my own fondant to accommodate for the dry temperatures out here because you can buy fondant at the supply stores in like bulk. I mean, you'd buy like 100 pounds of it, but the problem is it was not always made for every like climate. So I used to make my own, and I mean, it doesn't taste good, but it's so pretty. But I can tell you, there was nothing that like made me want to cry more than when I'd have like, a 20-inch square base. The rounds I was okay with, but the squares I was like, oh, for Pete's sake. But like a 20-inch square base, and you had to roll out the fondant because basically what you have as your base of cake, you roll out twice the size in fondant. And then you got to lift that stupid stuff, roll it back over the cake, and sit there and smooth it out and hope that you don't tear it. Because once you tear it, you have to peel it off and start over again. Oh, it's so much. Yeah. See, I'm already getting PTSD. Just thinking of it is bringing back the horror. Anytime someone wanted a square cake, I was like, are you sure? Because squares are the worst to get the corners on it. Oh, mixing in colors in fondant. I will tell you, I had the best looking arms when I was a cake decorator because of the arm workout I got kneading fondant and especially dyeing it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I definitely got to work out. People be like, do you go to the gym? Nope, I roll fondant. This is my workout. And I'm a small person, so like when I'm rolling out those huge things of fondant, like I remember once I had a ball that was seriously the size of a soccer ball, and that was what I had to roll out. Whew, that thing was rough. No, I like once I started having kids, I couldn't really be a pastry chef at a restaurant because the hours are really basically impossible if you have children. And then I switched to doing wedding cakes and stuff like that. But I burnt out on weddings. Wedding cakes and all that are just, whew. I live in the perfect state for it because I swear there's like a wedding every 5 minutes. But yeah, it was just, I burnt out on it and stopped doing it. In fact, I burnt out so badly on cake decorating that I wouldn't even make my kids custom cakes for years. I think like 2 years ago, I finally caved because my daughter begged for me to make one. Like, fine. But yeah, I like bought their cakes because I was so burnt out. Didn't want to see or touch. The smell of buttercream made me queasy. But I mean, just wedding, yeah, it's very stressful to do wedding cakes because the bride is, obviously stressed with everything, not just you, but in the moment, you feel like they're taking it out on you, but they're also yelling at everyone else. But also the problem is like just it has to be perfect. You're doing someone's wedding cake. It's like their biggest day of their life. So it's a lot of stress. And I used to do like 3 to 4 wedding cakes a week. And wedding cakes on average take about 2 to 3 days to make, from like baking the cake to finishing decorations. So it was quite the heavy load, literally and figuratively. I mean, gosh, some of those cakes weighed a lot. But I don't know. I've thought about sometimes like going back to doing wedding cakes, and then I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. But I mean, I used to make gum paste flowers. It was fun. I used to do all the wedding expos out here, but yeah, I don't think I could go back to it. I think I've been permanently scarred. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The brides are quite stressful. You know that show Bridezilla? I used to laugh at that, and then when I started making wedding cakes, I was like, "Oh my gosh." Now, not this is not to say every bride is that way. In fact, I had some very chill, very awesome brides as well. But there were some that were like that show. I was just like, "Holy crapola." But yeah, it was nuts. And then out here, it was rough because out here I just feel like there's not an appreciation for the art, the artistry behind it. Like people would want these cakes they saw on TV, but not pay for the amount of time and work that went into it. Um, but like when I was in California, people would be fine paying for it, but out here I noticed people are like, "No, this is my budget, but I want this cake." I'm like, "Well, that's like an $800 cake." And this was $800 like what, 10-ish years ago. So who knows what the pricing is like nowadays? I don't know. Inflation and all. Let's see. I'll get some up there. Oh, real quick, let me go back to let me reset our giveaways. Okay. I'm just resetting the Nightbot giveaway thingamajigger. Yeah. Well, they always try to bargain because I mean, weddings are expensive. Like, so I never actually had a wedding with my husband, but I'm not too upset about it. I was like, I've been to enough. I catered and made cakes for enough. It's fine. But we did always joke like if we had a wedding and I had a wedding cake, my cake would actually be fake. Because I wanted like an 8-tier monstrosity that I would make myself, and then I would just serve sheet cake because honestly, it's the cheapest way to get one of those really cool cakes. You just have a fake cake and then serve sheet cake, and it'll taste better because then you can actually put all the fun stuff in it. You can't like go super crazy with all the fun stuff and have an 8-tier cake because it's gonna implode. Hi, Berta. Yeah, the fake wedding cake was kind of just my plan. Plus then I could like work on it, and I had quite a few fake cakes because I made them for expos and stuff. And then I had some on display at my in-laws candy store. So I got pretty used to decorating styrofoam dummy cakes, as they're called. It was weird though, like sitting there doing buttercream and fondant on a big piece of foam. But it worked. It worked. But yeah, I always tried to tell people, I'm like, hey, let's make a fake one and then just serve up a sheet cake or cupcakes, and you'll save yourself a ton of money and get like this grand looking cake. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let me see. A diamond painted wedding cake. Sparklies. Okay. So we will do the next giveaway, which is for the new mug that's on my Etsy store. It is just a cute little unicorn with a sparkly cupcake. So we'll do the giveaway for that one. So just go ahead and type in the word cupcake if you want to enter for that one. And then we'll have Nightbot pick a winner. A cupcake winner. Oh, that's sticky. Okay. This does not want to get on there. Man, could you imagine if like someone actually diamond painted in a wedding cake? That would be great. Ooh. That would be one stressful diamond painting. ABs don't want to move. That's nice of you, Mutt Nuts. Thank you. That name cracks me up. Mutt Nuts. Sorry, some people have the best names on YouTube. I'm always like, dang it, why did I think of something funny like that? Funny and witty, or punny names. I love the pun names. Those ones get me every time. Finally done with that AB. That one was starting to get on my nerves. I think we'll grab the R. Just number 38. They work good with the ABs or the actual crystal ones, because now they have those crystal ones. Oh, and they have the fairy dust ones. In fact, I got a kit with the fairy dust ones in them. They keep adding all these special drills, and I'm like, I just got used to ABs. Stop adding. Give me a moment. Oop, lost a little teal one there. All right. Oh, see, it's an actual crystal painting. I wanted to try those. All right, let me get this. Okay. Hey, Barbara. Barbara won the cute mug. Let's see. So, Barbara, congratulations. And if you can shoot me an email, that would be awesome, because I'll need your info. Even if people have like won in the past, I don't save your email or your mailing addresses just for confidentiality. So always have to resend it when you win. But yeah, shoot me an email and I will get you your cute little cupcake mug. Unicorn cupcake. Oh, how cute. Your birthday's on Friday. Well, happy early birthday then. Summer birthday. You're lucky. Probably won't arrive by Friday, but you can count it when it gets there. It dulls the shine on the crystal ones. I think just about anything's going to do that. It's hard to not leave a residue, because like if you think about it, the crystal ones have even more facets on them, so that's just more surface area and little crevices for the wax to stick to. I mean, these are our problems, right? Can't get the residue off my drills. First world problems, as they like to say. Okay, let Nightbot stop it now. Turn off that one so it quits going off. There we go. Yes, happy early birthday. Are you gonna do anything fun for your birthday? Does anyone, like, so, you know, for all of us who are older, does anyone do anything fun for their birthday, or do they just kind of pretend it doesn't exist, or just keep it, chill with like a family dinner? Like for me, I tend to like just do a family dinner and call it a day. As long as I get my ice cream cake from Cold Stone, I'm totally fine. But that's about as far as we go for my birthday parties. Like, I think I've been that way, honestly, since I was 25. Like, I don't need to party this one out or anything. We don't need to recognize it. Can't tell my kids I'm 25 anymore because they can all do the math and it doesn't work out. So I lost that joy. Yeah, I'm always curious if other people like have a full-on birthday party. Like even with our kids though, they only get big birthday parties during milestones. And then non-milestone years, my kids get just a family party. But that's because, well, gosh, like, I don't know about you guys, but Pinterest has put a lot of pressure on us parents to make awesome birthday parties. And so, like, when it's a milestone birthday, we go all out. So they don't need one every year. When you're 15. Hey, that's cool though, Disneyland. Yeah, like just a dinner out. That's good. Oh my gosh, my husband's trying to get me to go to Disneyland now. Oh my god. Oh, I have a mad husky. Got a mad husky. Don't know if you guys can hear her. She's running through the house telling everyone she's mad. I need to like we want to take our kids to Disneyland. It's just it's kind of rough because they're all different age gaps, but I think we're probably this year is like the best year to go because if my son gets much older, he's not going to want to like go to Disneyland. So we'll probably take the kids this year. Oh yeah, you got to get a birthday cake for sure. Like I said, that's like my one thing for my birthday. I'm like, I want my cake. Like I don't even care about anything else. Just give me my cake. I always get a coffee with Heath Bar ice cream cake from Cold Stone. I have done that for years. It's like my one thing. I'm like, I want that. That's my gift. And it has to have the ganache topping, none of this whipped crap that they put on some of their cakes. I'm like, nope, ganache. Pretty much adds 50 pounds instantly just looking at it in the box, but whatever, it's fine. You skip the cake? Oh my. See, I really can't eat ice cream anymore either, Dawn. Like it screws with my stomach condition. But I make an exception for my birthday because I'm like, look, if I have to accept the fact that I'm a year older, my stomach has to accept the fact that it is going to eat an ice cream cake right now. I will not be happy the next day, but that's okay. Let's see. Where did that one go off to? Yeah, so if you don't do cake, what do you end up doing, Tanya? Yeah, so Disney World, we've talked about going to Disney World instead of Disneyland. What sucks is, so I'm originally from California. I'm just now here in Utah. But like we used to go to Disneyland all the time living out there. And so for me, I'm like, I've been there. But like, I want my kids to check it out and stuff. I don't know though. It's so flippin' expensive. I like looked at the ticket prices. Oh my gosh, I wanted to die. It's like I could buy a car. And heck, my son needs a car in a couple of years. Like, ugh, Disneyland. But yeah, they would like it. They're not too old. I just wanted my youngest to be old enough that she would be able to have fun. Like, I mean, there's stuff for like the little kids, and like they'll see their characters, but I wanted her to be able to like actually go on a lot of the rides and not feel left out. So now she's old enough. Oh, cheesecake, that's a good one, actually. Oh gosh, I know the lines. So I grew up in California, right? So what we did, or what like the schools did, is for the high school seniors, they would actually rent out Disneyland for the day. And so we would get the entire park to ourselves. And that was like your senior class kind of party thing. And oh my gosh, that was like the coolest time ever because there was no lines. It's just, it would be like 5 high schools at a time that would rent it out. So it was so cool. But I don't know if they still do that out there or not. But I was telling my kids about that and I was like, yeah, it was some schools would do Six Flags, others would do Disneyland, but that was like their senior party. That's okay, Tanya. I mean, I lived 10 minutes from the beach and I rarely went to the beach in California. People are like, did you live at the beach all the time? Nope. I drove past it a lot on my way to work. Oh, it was so sad. Now I like really wish I went every day. You just quit a month ago? Quit what? Quit, like, I must have missed something there. Oh, now I know why. So Harper the husky is flipping out. If you guys can hear that in the background, I don't know how much this mic is picking up, but it's because my husband's out there mowing the lawn. She has this theory that she's entitled to be out there while we're mowing. Oh, you worked at Disneyland? Man, that would have been a Disneyland hookup. Because, yeah, the tickets per person, especially if you want to go to both parks, too. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'll tell my kids to soak it up because we'll have to, like, save for several years to go back. Of course, my kids need to quit breaking bones in the summertime first so we can actually enjoy ourselves. That would be nice. What's the 4 at Walt Disney World? I know Disneyland has the 2, but what's the 4 at Walt Disney World? Like we have out here in Utah, we have this place called Lagoon. It's kind of similar to like a Six Flags, but it's all right. I don't know. It has the beach thing where you can do the water park or you can just go on the roller coasters. But that's our only big attraction out here for that type of stuff. But it's definitely more for my son's age. Well, maybe my one daughter, but my youngest wouldn't be able to do much there. Oh, that's right. Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom. I forgot about those. Disney World's like the home base though of the Disneylands. Oh man, I missed all these 6s right here. I hate when I do that. Don't you hate when you're like, I'm done with the color, and then you find a huge chunk? You're like, never mind. I gotta go back. Oh, Hollywood Studios. Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, we used to go to Universal Studios in California. That was fun. Utah just has that one thing, and that's it. I mean, we have a zoo, I guess, too. It's actually a pretty big zoo, but I don't know. Like, my kids always go to the zoo for like school field trips, so we don't really make a effort to go outside of that. I'm like, don't worry, we'll be there like when we go to school. It's fine. Oh, her scales are almost done, but not quite. It is pretty though how many ABs are in here. I do like that. Sometimes I feel like Diamond Art Club does like they just don't give you enough sparkle. I know they have like their new drills with extra facets on them, but still with the ABs, I'm like, come on, I want more ABs placed here. They like have this huge canvas and then just little dots of them. And you're like, okay. But like this kit, I mean, I had huge bags for the ABs and they're all over. Like they're all over her fin and her hair. Can't see it at this angle, but there are quite a few ABs like used in this kit. I mean, even the macaroons are outlined with some ABs, so they don't go skimping on them. Their ABs aren't as pretty as Diamond Art Club, though, I guess. Diamond Art Club is a little sparklier, I guess. Ah, come on. Get off my pen. Let's see. Okay. I may actually finish this one by the end of this month. Made some good progress today, that's for sure. I'll be super excited once I finish this part here. Because like I said, then I just like full roll into the color blocking zones. And I can just belt this thing out, hopefully, in like, I don't know, a week or two. We'll see. We also have soccer tournaments coming up, so. Okay. This is a pretty one. I would hate to stick this one in my portfolio. I need to find somewhere to put this one. What time is it? About 8:30. So I think what I'm going to do is call it a night because I am getting a backache. But I got quite a bit done. Isn't that fun with diamond painting? You're like, look, I did this much. But it's coming along. Really, all of this is done to about here. Just have some pieces in here to finish up. That shouldn't be too hard. And then I'll finally be able to just like belt out the rest. But yeah, I can't wait to see this one done. And I'll have to figure out somewhere to put it. Because it is a really pretty painting. And especially with all the extra sparklies and stuff. So thank you everyone for hanging out and keeping me company. The two that won, just make sure you do email me tonight. So I have that in my inbox for tomorrow morning, especially for the wax and putty, because I will be filling orders tomorrow and getting that into the mail. But yeah, thanks guys for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a good rest of your evening and week. I will be streaming Sunday on my adult coloring channel. So until then, bye everybody. And good night or good morning, depending on where you are. See ya.